Hey guys, I hope you're having a good day. I promised to share more of my Lyme disease story, so I'm going to do that. Before I do that though, I want to ask anybody who's watching any of these videos, whether it be mine, somebody else's, where we are talking about issues that they don't necessarily want out there or spoken about publicly, please like the posts, repost them, everybody's, because they are able to pull a lot of censorship with the algorithms right now. And there's examples of that on my page if you go look about how much they are censoring certain topics. I post it there for you. And I'm not going to talk too much about the origins of Lyme in this video so it does not get pulled down. That also is on my page and there for you to go look at. So I'm just going to talk about my story. A lot of you have asked, how long have I had Lyme disease? The truth is I don't know. And there's a lot of people that don't know how long they've had it. I know that it started to get very bad for me in about 2015, 2016 is when I got really sick. I was living in Arizona. I had just finished a year of school. I was going to school to be an intelligence analyst. I was going to I was going online to a security and intelligence school. I was doing great. I was about a year in, and I was just finished finals, straight A's, great semester, and I was driving home from the grocery store, and I couldn't remember how to get home. It was like having a horrible brain injury. Luckily, I contacted my fiance at the time. He found me and took me to the hospital, where they hospitalized me for 2 weeks for having not equal and reactive pupils, and my motor functions were off. There was clearly something was very wrong, and the ER doctor knew it. He just didn't know what. And that kind of started the whole tornado of a downward spiral that we didn't know what was wrong. And my story is not unique. It's almost every Lyme disease story is similar to this. Not exactly, but this is happening to all of us. It's not just me. I'm not unique. We're talking millions of people that are not being discussed, that are being hidden away. They don't want you to know about the disease. They're not educating doctors about the disease. So let me go back into, I have this, what feels like a horrible head injury in about 2015, 16, and I'm flattened. I can't go to school. I'm bedridden. I'm confused. I can't think. My memory is not working right. And I go to doctor after doctor after doctor, 36 specialists, several of them being neurologists. And all of them kind of just put their hands up and said, we don't know what's wrong with you. Sorry. Don't know what to tell you. Eventually, I got to doctors for my gastro issues. Sorry. Another thing about Lyme is we have a difficult time talking sometimes. I went to other specialists and they threw their hands up. And that's the other thing about the medical system. No specialists talk to each other. So it's all just compartmentalized. We'll just slap some medication at you for your symptoms and hope that it gets better. Maybe that was a Freudian slip. And, Big Pharma will take care of it. They don't actually treat the root issue. In 2020, and there's more to my story, but in 2020, my ex, now at the time, kind of just threw up his hands. He didn't know what to do. I mean, doctors were calling me crazy. He wondered if I was crazy, and no fault to him. Like, it was a bad situation. This is what happens to Lyme families. You get told there's nothing wrong with you, that, to just buck up, go see a psychiatrist, you're crazy. And then we're just left with family leaving us, everything, because they don't know what to do. They don't know what to believe. So 36 specialists and not one of them tested me for Lyme disease. Fast forward 2020, my ex and I break up, and I talk to an old family friend who says, sorry about the motorcycles. You should probably go see this nurse practitioner that I have seen for my cancer. She's amazing and she's very bright. And I thought, You know, what is that gonna do? What is one more doctor gonna do? But I had a 4-month wait list because they had diagnosed me with fibromyalgia to go to the Mayo Clinic, and it was during COVID and they weren't taking that many patients. So I thought, all right, I'll try this lady. An hour and a half on the phone with her. She's a functional medicine nurse practitioner who's a Lyme literate doctor, but I didn't know that at the time. I just knew she was a nurse practitioner. She listened to my story and all of my symptoms and everything that had been happening to me, and she said, I think this is Lyme disease. And I just looked at her like, wouldn't somebody have tested me for that? You know, I've been to so many doctors. This has been going on for years. And I had been sick even before then with odd stuff, but just didn't correlate the two. And she said, not necessarily. So she tested me for Lyme disease the correct way. And sure enough, positive for Lyme. I don't want to start crying. Just give me a second. It doesn't care who it goes after, this disease. It doesn't care your education. It doesn't care what kind of a heart you have. It doesn't care how big your life is. It just doesn't care. It's awful. And it's ruining families. There's a lot in the world right now that's scary though. If you have somebody, a loved one that is undiagnosed, that has crazy symptoms, neurological, gastro, things that don't make sense, insist that they are tested for Lyme disease by a Lyme literate doctor who knows how to do it, because the CDC will not tell you that you're positive unless you have 5 bands present, and that's just not true. So it's important to understand what you're looking for in the testing and how to be tested properly, and a Lyme literate doctor can do that. It looks like I'm almost at time to stop recording. But that's the beginning part of my story, and that doesn't even include what we've tried for treatment once I was diagnosed. I'll get into that further later. But yes, please help right now with posts, because the censorship is insane. And I have censorship posts that are now posts in my profile that you can see where they won't let us do anything with it. They're calling the disease political. Which is just a great example for what I'm trying to explain to you people. Anyway, I hope that you have a blessed day. I'm sorry if it was a little all over the place and not very coherent. The brain fog and the mental struggles with Lyme disease is real. Thanks for being patient with me, you guys. A lot of the things that I talk about or can't directly talk about in a video are still somehow videos in my profile on TikTok. So if you are curious about different whistleblowers right now in the military industrial complex, go check those out. I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and talk to you soon.